They're going to practice run okay, so it's widely we have time to do that. But I tell you what we are going to do. So you get to know these candidates before we start asking the question. Each candidate will have 2 minutes to tell them a little bit about themselves. And we're going to start at the far end and work our way down. So, candidate number 1, Mr. Stockton, you're up first.
Okay, I'm probably one of the, if not the shortest, I'm definitely one of them. So I'm going to drop this mic down just a little bit. And I'm sure that this is going to take in about
While you're
15 seconds
adjusting,
of my time.
while we're adjusting, we do remind the candidates that you are on the clock with regard to your opening statement.
There you go. So I've just lost it. My name is Dan Stockton. I am from Putnam County, outside of Greencastle, Indiana, south of a little town called Bainbridge. Population somewhere around 300 to 600, depending on who you ask. I have experience in business. I am currently working in the production control environment of an injection molding company in Greencastle, Indiana. We make automotive parts, interior components for the Subaru vehicles built in Lafayette, Indiana. Basically, my job is I'm in problem solution analysis, and what I've been telling everybody is basically I'm a problem solver. I look for waste and ways to correct it. And I think that I can translate that very effectively into our government. There should be all kinds of ways for me to find and eliminate. Another part of my experience in life, aside from my wife and my 2 children who are now 23 and 26, is I've had experience in motorcycle rides for the last 11 years. I was a county representative for 2 years, very active. I write a column called The MacGyver Factor in a statewide published magazine called The Hoosier Motorcyclist. I've been writing that for about 2 years. An extreme advocate of personal rights. So I am keenly aware of infringement on my personal right to live freely as I desire. And for this reason, I decided to enter the congressional race and try and move my name recognition down south from up north. I also have experience in public speaking, and I'm very proud to say that as your representative, I'll convince 216 other people to vote my direction, which is your direction. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Stockton. Our next candidate, Mr. John Lee Smith.
Thank you, Les. It's nice to be here tonight, Sarah. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you all tonight. I'm John Lee Smith from Evansville, Indiana. I'm married, my lovely wife and I, Ann, have 3 children. They are involved in the EVSC school system, all 3 of them. Been very blessed to be a part of it. Very blessed community that we all live in and share with. One of you know that I'm a financial advisor with Edward Jones by trade, a graduate of Indiana University with a major in business, a finance major, minor in economics and money and banking is what I do for a living. But I want you to know that tonight you're going to hear a lot of different things about us, but I want you to kind of capture just a couple of things. First of all and foremost, if you don't remember anything else said tonight, first thing I want you to know is that I'm a Christian, number 1. I'm an American, number 2. I'm a conservative, number 3. And I'm a Republican, number 4. And that's important to me because those things all are my priorities in my life. But I want to read something to you that I read in the paper this morning that I thought was fitting for us here tonight. And it's from a friend of mine that said, and spoke last night at the Republican convention, but he said, President Barack Obama and the Democrat-controlled Congress have put the nation on a course of runaway spending and big government. I believe the American people are on the march for freedom, Pence said. Even Republicans in Congress have turned to fiscal discipline and reform. Americans are back in the fight, and back in the fight on the right. And I'm here tonight because I'm engaged in that fight, I think for the same reason that you are. And I believe that with your vote, we will be successful in achieving that fight. And I want you to know one last thing, and that is if I'm your representative elected, my first vote in Congress will be to elect and nominate Mike Pence as next Speaker of the House, not Nancy Pelosi. I'm John Lee Smith. Glad to be with you.
Thank you, John. Larry Vachon.
Good evening. Thanks for the opportunity to be here. I'm a local cardiovascular surgeon. I practice in Evansville at St. Mary's Hospital primarily, but also Deaconess Hospital. But I'm a Newburgh resident for the last 12 years. I've actually followed politics for a long time, and 2 years ago, prior to the last election, I looked into running for office because I didn't like the direction that the country was headed in. And then with the election of President Barack Obama and the direction that the House of Representatives is taking under Nancy Pelosi, last summer I seriously considered a run for the race, and then in August I made the decision after discussing with my family that I would get in the race to be the next congressman from this district. Our congressman was beginning to vote the direction of Nancy Pelosi, and I did not feel like that was properly representing our district. The federal government under President Obama is taking the country in a direction that we may never recover from if we don't do something in this election. 2010 is really important. The record deficits that we're accruing, the control issues that the government is establishing over our everyday lives. GM, for example, it's the first time that I can remember in history where the President of the United States has fired a CEO of a private company in America. Where does that stop? And then, of course, health care is very important to me. I have serious concerns about the direction of health care in the United States. With the passage of the health care bill, it's taking us in the wrong direction. Over the next 2 years, what can we do about it? We can defund some of the programs. We can fight against the new taxes if we are able to take back the Congress for the Republican Party. So those are the main reasons that I'm in the race, and I look forward to answering your questions tonight. Thank you very much.